Well, happy Mondays, everyone. And apologies, it's Tuesday, but there again, at least we're getting this done eventually. Today, we're going to be looking at Lucidchart. I've gone for a different slight approach on this occasion. We're actually going to be doing a screen share rather than having me in the video. And that's because Lucidchart is a visual tool and you need to see what it does to understand its capabilities and why you should invest time in setting it up and learning how to use it really efficiently in your company. So Lucidchart is basically a tool that allows you to create diagrams, flowcharts, org charts, etc. online, stored in the cloud, and to collaborate with a team really effectively to work together and use those documents in your company. I'm going to give you a couple of examples, or 4 or 5 examples of how we use it effectively in our company, as I think that is the simplest and best way for you to see how you can benefit from it too. So first of all, we can create simple things like org charts. Most companies, if you've got to any size, should have some sort of org chart. And this is an example of our current org chart showing the company structure and who our main employees are. We can also use it for file structures. So to give a diagrammatic representation of all the folders and the folder tree, I should say, in your company, you can then add annotations to this. You can add links to it. So you can say who has permissions, for example, to different parts of your folder structure, and just keep everything nice and organized and in a very visual way, again, that can be shared. You can do things like brain dump. So here's a big brain dump I did once when we're looking at the vision for the company, what my goals are, what my why and how and when, and all the rest of it are. So it's really good for creating either simple or complex mind maps. And for example, this is the mind map for what I'm talking to you right now about. So every live video I do, I create myself a little notes in a mind map in Lucidcharts. It takes me about 5 minutes to put it together, and then I can go through and I don't forget anything. And at the moment, I'm just about here, so I'm working my way around this mind map that I'm actually looking at right now. Another thing we can do, I'll just give you a simple example first, is to create workflows. Now, this is probably the single most important use for you to get out of Lucidchart or another diagrammatic piece of software. It allows you to put down onto paper complex thought processes that then allow other people to do your work for you exactly the way you wanted it done and exactly the way you would have done it yourself. You can put down your thoughts as in, if this happens, do this. If that happens, do that. And these are represented by different symbols on a flowchart. I'll do another tutorial, if you like, another live on creating a flowchart if you're interested in that. But for the moment, just showing you that Lucidchart is a really powerful and quick way of doing that. Another thing is, even on the free version of Lucidchart, you can use the standard BPMN 2.0 notation, which, if you're a bit of a geek like me, means it's an industry standard way of creating flowcharts. So when you create things like this, which is slightly more complex flowchart with regards to our business processes, then this allows you to use a standardized format that anyone in the industry can then look at, relate to, and understand. When you're starting out, it may seem like a step too far. However, when you want to bring in a professional to help you to systemize your business, or when you're looking to scale or sell your business, this sort of documentation can be really critical in improving the outlook of your company and ultimately the value of your company if you have professionally created documentation like this. So if you start doing it, at least you'll get yourself off to the right foot and you'll understand the diagrams that people create for you. But keep it simple. Any flowchart will do. It's all about getting ideas down to make sure that other people can follow your thought pattern through and make sure they get from the start to the end in the way you would have wanted them to. Another key thing we use it for is for website design. So here is a template, if you like, a wireframe, as they're called in the industry. And this allows a graphic designer to see what we're thinking about with regards to our website and for us to communicate about changes on our site. So for example, if we wanted to, here's our pricing page, so we can change the text in here, we can move things around, we can very quickly make changes on here, and then our web designer then goes away and makes those changes on the website itself, which is the time-consuming part that involves some technical knowledge. I don't really need to know how my website works. I just need to know that the information on there is exactly what I want to be displayed, and this is how I communicate with my graphics team. Same for doing any graphic design type work, creating flyers, creating infographics, anything that requires positioning of images or text on a page, this is how I communicate, because it requires no technical skills and is really easy to update and change things around and mix things up. And you can have links to things, for example. And so if I go back to here on the org chart, if I linked, these are linked documents, if I click on one of these, it actually opens up the operational manual. So when someone's doing this task, they can actually just go and click on it, and it opens up the OM for that operational manual for that particular task. So they can use these flowcharts or the website, for example, and have clickable links to text or to images or to whatever it is that you want to actually follow through on that link on the website. You can represent that on the Lucidchart as well. So really, really good. Another cool thing we use it for is to capture marketing funnels, just a way to represent things. So these are a series of adverts that are sent out for some person's marketing funnel that we've captured, and then we can have then clickable links to all the text from all the emails they sent, images to the pages, the landing pages, anything else that they wanted to capture, all the bonuses and stuff. There's links on there to link all that together, and we can then use that to model our own marketing funnels. So just a really cool way of borrowing people's ideas about how they're using marketing and then using them and adapting them for your own use. So those are some of the cool ways that we use Lucidchart. It's basically a free app. You can download it and it costs you, there it is. So basically you can have a free version. You're limited to about 60 different pictures or different elements to each Lucidchart with that. It's only $4.95 for the upgraded version. That gives you unlimited. Pro version, you just get some additional shapes, but for most people, you don't really need them. And then you've got Teams, which is, as it stands for Teams, we use Teams in our company, as we can actually share logins and have better team management and sharing of our Lucidcharts that we create. So I really hope that was useful. And yeah, let us know if you've got any questions on that. Happy to answer them in the group. Just pop a question below. Cool. Thanks very much.